Now we will study about the preparation of income and expenditure account and balance sheet through the receipts and payments account and the given additional information. Now we will solve question number 55 for the same given on the page 1.75 of T.S. Grewal. Now let's read the question. Given below is the receipts and payments account of Mayur Club for the year ended 31st March 2020 and the following is the format. Now let's study each item individually and then we will start preparing. Now let's draw the format of income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2020. Income on the credit side, expenditures on the debit, then balance sheet. Now, however, the question does not ask for the balance sheet of the previous year, but in order to prepare the current year balance sheet, we need to have the capital fund amount which is in the beginning of the year. And as we can observe, it is not given in this question. Thus, we need to prepare balance sheet of the previous year as well. So again, we will prepare the format of the balance sheet as at 31st March 2019. That is the previous year. And then assets, liabilities is the format. Now let's study each item. Balance brought down 1,02,500. This is the available cash balance in the beginning of the previous year. This will be shown on the asset side of previous year balance sheet. So cash in hand 1,02,500. Now let's study the next item, that is subscriptions. Now again it is given in three parts: 2018-19, 2019-20, 2020-21. Now let's study the adjustment related to subscriptions first. There are 500 members, each paying annual subscription of 500. 5,000 are still in arrears for the year ended 31st March 2019. Now first let's calculate the outstanding amount for the current year. Then we will calculate the amount of outstanding subscriptions. Now 500 members, 500 each, which means that we are supposed to receive 2,50,000 for the current year. So in this here we will write by subscription 2,50,000 is the receivable amount. If we observe, for this year we have received only 2,05,000, 1920, 2,05,000. So 2,05,000 will be written here. Now if we see carefully, 2,50,000 we were supposed to receive, but we have received only 2,05,000, which means that 45,000 is still outstanding. So we will write add outstanding subscription for the current year. Okay. Now this 45,000 will be shown in the assets, of course, because this is the amount receivable by us in the future, thus it needs to go to assets. Now, subscription in arrears for this particular year, that is the current year balance sheet, we will mention subscription in arrears. 45,000 is in arrears for current year. Also, if you read the question, it is mentioned 5,000 are still in arrears for the previous year. That is yet to be received, right? Which means that again this is also outstanding and thus needs to be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. So in total we have 50,000 in arrears which is receivable by us in the future. Alright. Now this statement again has a significance for us. 5,000 still in arrears, which means that when the year began we had 9,000 in arrears, 4,000 that we have received and 5,000 which is still in arrears. So in total 9,000 were in arrears in the beginning of the year. That needs to be shown in balance sheet of the previous year. Subscription in arrears 5,000 which is still in arrears plus 4,000 which is received in the current year. Thus it was outstanding in the previous year. So 9,000 will be the subscription in arrears for the current year. The previous year. Now we see this current year receipts and payment. This item we have already catered to. This item we have catered to. This 6,000 is belonging to the next year but we have received it. Which means that we need to provide membership for it in the future. It becomes our liability. So this subscription received in advance will be shown on the liability side of balance sheet of the current year, and the amount will be 6,000. Now we see the next item, that is donations, 54,000. 54,000 is the amount that we have received as donation, and it is a general donation because there is no specific purpose related to it. That will be shown in income side. The amount will be 54,000. Then we see the next item, proceeds of drama tickets. We have sold drama tickets and we have earned money. That is 95,000. It is an income for us. We will write 95,000 in income side. And if you observe, we have drama expenses given on the payment side, 45,000. Now the drama expenses will be deducted from the proceeds that we have. Alternatively, we can show it on the payment side also, expenditure side also. That's also fine. 45,000 will be deducted. Net figure 50,000. It is always preferable to show the related items together. So that is why I've written it here. Then we see the next item, that is sale of waste paper, 4,500 rupees. It is a revenue income for us. We will mention 4,500 in the income side. Now, salary 60,000. And if you observe the adjustments, there is no adjustment related to it. So as it is, no, I'm sorry, there is an adjustment. 5,000 are outstanding for salaries. So in expenditure side, we will mention 60,000. And 5,000 is outstanding. So outstanding salaries, 5,000. So net figure will be 65,000. These 5,000 outstanding is our liability. We will show it in the current year balance sheet liability side, 5,000. Now we see the next item, that is expenses 7,500. No adjustment given. As it is, we will mention in expenditure side 7,500. Then we see the next item, drama expenses. This we have already catered to. Now newspapers 15,000. Again expenditure side, no adjustment. As it is, we will mention 15,000. Then municipal taxes 4,000. If you observe, we already have two adjustments given. Municipal taxes amounted to 4,000 per year is paid up to 30th June. Prepaid municipal taxes in the beginning were 1,000. Now we have paid it till 30th June, which means that we have paid it in advance for 3 months. So let's calculate what we have paid in advance. 4,000 is the amount. For 3 months we have paid advance, which means that I have paid 1,000 in advance, right? And it is mentioned that 1,000 was prepaid in the previous year also. So prepaid in beginning belongs to the current year, so this needs to be added, while prepaid at end does not belong to the current year, it belongs to the next year. So this needs to be subtracted. Alright, now the same will be shown in the balance sheets. Prepaid municipal taxes for the current year 1,000, so on the asset side. And for the previous year, again on the asset side, 1,000 rupees. Now we see the next item, that is charity. Now we will show it on the expenditure side, charity, no adjustment, nothing. So as it is. Investment. Investment is a fixed asset for us. It will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet of the current year. So investment 2 lakh we will mention on the asset side. Electricity charges 14,500. Again on expenditure side 14,500. It's a regular expense for us. Now let's see the adjustments. First adjustments, there are 500 members for annual subscriptions still in areas. This we have already catered to. Municipal taxes and outstanding salaries already catered to. Building stands in the books at 5 lakh, which means that already we had 5 lakh rupees building in the beginning of the year and at the end of the year both. So 31st March 2019 balance sheet, asset side, building 5 lakh. And the same will be In the current year balance sheet also 5 lakh asset side. Then the last adjustment, 6% interest has accrued on investment for 5 months. Now investments were 2 lakh and there is an accrued interest for 5 months 6%. So let's calculate this amount. 2 lakh 6% for 5 months. This has been accrued, it is given as an adjustment as it is. Amount is 5,000. So by accrued interest on investment in the income side 5,000, the same as our asset because it is receivable. So on the asset side we will mention accrued interest on investment 5,000. Alright. Now if you observe the question, we have already catered to all the items given in the question. Let's close everything. And individually, of course, income and expenditure account will be closed first by adding the items given on the income side and expenditure on the debit side. Then we will find out if we have excess of income over expenditure, it will be surplus. If we have excess of expenditure over income, we will have deficit. In this question, we will get surplus. Now on calculating, we get the surplus to be 2,22,500. This needs to be added to the capital fund for the current year balance sheet. So we will mention 2,22,500 here also. And if you observe, we have one item left in the balance sheet, that is capital fund. And for that, we need to balance this previous year balance sheet. By adding all the items on the asset side and deducting the items on the liability side, we get the capital fund as the balancing figure. Since there is no item on the liability side here in the previous year balance sheet, we will get the entire amount of the total as the capital fund, which is 6,12,500. This needs to be transferred to the liability side of balance sheet of the current year as capital fund in the beginning. So 6,12,500 will be added here. The sum will be 8,35,000. Now let's solve it further. Now by adding all the items on the asset side and on the liability side, we get the total of the balance sheet as 8,46,000 and the total on both the sides should match. This cash in hand can be brought from here, balance carried down. That's it, and every other thing was catered to simultaneously. The total of the balance sheet should be 8,46,000. Thank you.